Good evening and welcome. First up, news from South Asia. After Pakistan's decision to call its High Commissioner to India back to Islamabad for consultations, India has now issued a reaction. The Ministry of External Affairs has called the development as fairly routine.
I'm a bit surprised as to why this question about the Pakistani High Commissioner being called back for consultations. I think let us be clear as to why he has gone back. He has been called back for consultations. Now, it is pretty normal for an ambassador, High Commissioner in any country. For example, the resident ambassadors and High Commissioner who are in India, they go back to their capital to hold consultations with the Foreign Office. So this is pretty normal.
Pakistan recently alleged that its diplomats and their families were harassed and intimidated in New Delhi. It says India has taken no positive action following these allegations. Pakistan also released video footage of one of the alleged incidents of harassment faced by an official in New Delhi. Now, prior to being called back, Pakistan's High Commissioner Sohail Mahmood had called for quote-unquote sober reflections and a careful handling of the situation. However, speaking to WION, a number of former Indian diplomats have termed the development as routine and nothing out of the ordinary. The statement from the Pakistan Foreign Office said, and I quote, Pakistan calls back High Commissioner to India for meetings and way forward following acts of harassment against its diplomats in Delhi. Sohail Mahmood to return after meeting and devising way forward with all stakeholders, end quote.
DPRK held their first high-level talks.
Now, in light of these statements, certain questions do raise themselves. Or one, if these are routine consultations alone, then why the hullabaloo? After all, Pakistan has not said it's permanently recalling its envoy. Also, the video, unless verified, is not evidence of these alleged incidents of harassment. And of course, why wasn't similar alarm raised over the relentless harassment faced by Indian diplomats posted in Pakistan? Well, India, for its part, has acknowledged Pakistan's concerns but has refused to comment on a public forum. Instead, it's asked Pakistan to look into a litany of harassment incidents faced by its diplomats in Pakistan.
About proliferation linkages of DPRK's nuclear program, nuclear and missile program.
Right, joining me live from the WION newsroom is my colleague Aisha Sindhu. Good evening, Aisha. Good to have you back on WION Dispatch. There's no end to the war of words between Pakistan and India.
Absolutely, Ramesh, and it doesn't look like it's going away anytime soon. But the fact is that India has sort of, sounded a note of muted caution about the entire development since this morning. There was this brouhaha that was created over Pakistan choosing to call back its envoy to Islamabad. And I say call back specifically because this is not a recalling of the Pakistani envoy to Islamabad. As Mr. Ravish Kumar of the Ministry of External Affairs said earlier today, this is absolutely routine. It's par for the course. There's nothing out of the ordinary as far as this development goes. That all countries do this from time to time, including India. But again, we can't ignore the fact that this comes on the back of allegations being leveled by Pakistan about alleged harassment of its officials in India. And we can't discount either that India too has made similar allegations against Pakistan. Now, specifically, the Ministry of External Affairs said that it will choose to espouse or rather will choose to walk down the path of caution by, following established diplomatic channels to raise concerns and to answer Pakistan's concerns, and categorically rejected listing out any sort of details about what these allegations were, what these incidents were, and also said that it is operating within the Geneva Convention as far as diplomatic ties go.
All right, on that note, Aisha Sindhu, thank you so much for that update.